What would happen if the Yellowstone supervolcano erupted? This chilling question encapsulates a scenario that would have catastrophic consequences both locally and globally. The sheer magnitude of an eruption from this supervolcano would have far-reaching impacts on the environment, human health, agriculture, and the global climate, making it a subject of immense importance and intrigue. Understanding these potential outcomes underscores why monitoring and preparedness are essential. The immediate vicinity of the Yellowstone supervolcano would face unparalleled devastation. The eruption would unleash an enormous explosion, ejecting pyroclastic flows, fast-moving currents of hot gas and volcanic matter. These flows would obliterate everything within tens of miles from the eruption center, including infrastructure, vegetation, and wildlife. The landscape would be transformed into a barren, lifeless expanse, resembling the aftermath of historical supervolcano eruptions such as the Toba eruption in Indonesia. Can you imagine the dramatic transformation of such a vast area into a desolate wasteland? In addition to the pyroclastic flows, thick layers of volcanic ash would blanket the region. This ash fallout would accumulate in layers several feet deep near the eruption site, leading to the collapse of buildings, smothering vegetation, and contaminating water supplies. The combination of ash and debris would make the area uninhabitable and cause significant disruptions to the lives of any survivors. Picture the challenges of navigating through a landscape where ash has buried everything you once knew. But the effects of the eruption would not be confined to the immediate vicinity of Yellowstone. Ash from the eruption would spread across much of the United States, carried by prevailing winds. This widespread ash distribution would disrupt transportation networks, including air travel, as volcanic ash can damage aircraft engines and reduce visibility. Roads and railways would also be impacted, complicating evacuation efforts and the delivery of aid. Imagine the chaos of grounded flights, closed highways, and the struggle to transport essential supplies.
Agriculture would suffer severe setbacks as the ash fallout would cover farmland, killing crops and rendering soil infertile. Livestock would be at risk from both the ash inhalation and the lack of food and water. The agricultural devastation would lead to food shortages and economic turmoil, particularly in regions heavily reliant on farming. Visualize the barren fields, once lush and productive, now lifeless and covered in a gray blanket of ash. How would communities dependent on these farms cope? On a global scale, the eruption would inject massive amounts of volcanic gases, such as sulfur dioxide, into the atmosphere. These gases would form sulfate aerosols, reflecting sunlight away from the Earth and leading to a significant drop in temperatures, a phenomenon known as volcanic winter. This climatic shift could last for years, severely impacting global weather patterns, agricultural production, and ecosystems. Think about the dramatic change in climate, where summers feel like winters and the growing seasons for crops are drastically shortened. The drop in temperatures would shorten growing seasons and reduce crop yields worldwide, exacerbating food shortages. The cooler climate could also lead to harsher winters, affecting heating needs and energy consumption. Additionally, the release of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases from the eruption could contribute to long-term climate changes, complicating efforts to manage global warming. Can you foresee the challenges of adapting to such a swift and severe climatic shift? Human health would be directly affected by the eruption. Inhaling volcanic ash can cause respiratory problems, particularly for those with pre-existing conditions such as asthma. The ash could also contaminate water supplies, leading to gastrointestinal illnesses. Long-term exposure to ash-laden environments would increase the risk of lung diseases and other health issues. Picture the struggle of communities trying to access clean air and water in the midst of such a crisis. In conclusion, an eruption of the Yellowstone supervolcano would have catastrophic consequences on multiple scales. The immediate destruction in the vicinity of the eruption, combined with widespread ash fallout, would disrupt transportation, agriculture, and daily life across the United States. The global climate impacts would further exacerbate food shortages and health issues, illustrating the far-reaching effects of such a powerful natural disaster. Given these potential consequences, we must ask ourselves, are we prepared for the possible eruption of a supervolcano? Monitoring and preparedness efforts are crucial to mitigate the potential impacts and ensure a coordinated response in the event of an eruption. What steps can we take now to be better prepared for such an unimaginable event? Let us know in the comments.